if I get cold today, we have definitely got issues. I'm wearing about every single layer that I can possibly put on to ride the bike, apart from my waterproof jacket. It's only about 11 degrees today, which doesn't sound that cold, but we're planning on riding the rest of Highway 17 today, which runs the whole way down, well not the whole way, but really close to the western coast, and that can get smashed with weather. So even though the forecast's not give us any rain today, I'm definitely expecting some, and some cold wind coming off the sea.
And although it might be cold and wet, I am still really looking forward to this ride, because we've been told that this is one of the most beautiful roads to ride in Norway. So I am looking forward to it, although we're not going to have the best weather for it, but sometimes I feel like that adds to the mood. So we're just going to run with that, with how the scenery is going to look today.
I genuinely have a fear every single morning that my bike's not going to start. So let's have a look today. Yeah. You beauty. Right, first up we need to get the food for the day, fill up with fuel, and then we've got no reason to stop apart from ferries.
Which, the first one, we don't know what time it's at. We've been having conflicting information online, so we have no idea, and it could be an hour and a half wait. So let's just hope that we get there at the perfect time.
Okay, so we've had a massive change of plans. Well, a quick change of plans. The fuel here is absolutely extortionate. That's nearly £2 for a litre of unleaded, which it fluctuates so fast. In 10 minutes down the road, it could be about £1.70. So we're going to hold out on fuel because we're not desperate, and also hold out on getting food because the ferry, we think, leaves at 35 past the hour every hour, and if we went there we'd miss the next one by like 5 minutes, whereas now we should get there with a few minutes to spare. So we'll have to see. Oh, well, there's nothing here.
Oh, well, there's people queuing, so that's a good sign.
Forvik, that's where we're going, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
I was sort of just expecting to see a ferry, that's all.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll see.
I could see a ferry in the distance there coming around.
Oh,
Monday to Friday. So.
Oh, 11:50. Oh, it's at 50.
What time is it now?
32. So we just rushed from
Oh.
This is one of the last long ferries that we've got to get. This one's around an hour long again. But we've just found out, which is very unfortunate, that once we get off this one, we've got a 15-minute ride until our next ferry, which is then going to take us... Oh, I can't concentrate while I'm doing this. We've got a 15-minute ride to our next ferry, but then the other ferry is not going to arrive for like over an hour. So we just rushed all that for no real reason. But the good thing about having these ferries is that we get to rest. What? Yeah.
Once again, we're the last people to be getting off the ferry. Everyone's already gone down. I didn't even realise we were getting in to Fulvik, where we are now. Oh, that's the wrong place, it's the next door, this one. Oh man, hopefully by like the 12th ferry we get, we might be alright. And the last one's off the ferry. I find it so cool that you go in one way and then come out the other. We have got a long time to wait before this next ferry, an hour and 20 pretty much that we've got, and we want a hot drink, so that's exactly what we're doing. We've had to get everything out of Mitch's bike to get the kettle on. We're also gonna make a coffee, make some sandwiches, sit here on this little bit of brick. There's a motorhome looking right at us. They're inside their van. There's a full, don't know which is the best way to show you. Do you see that? There's a full row of people behind us. But yeah, we thought, well, we've got enough time, so might as well.
Might as well.
You know how I said we're going to be waiting for ages? Yeah, well, it's come and we're getting on. But on our timetable and on the timetable there, it said 20 past and it's 22 right now. At least we go upstairs again. So we've just quickly rushed on, nothing, Mitch just Mitch is like that. But we still got our coffee. I will be sad if we're waiting here now for like 40 minutes because I need a wee. Well, we got lucky with that ferry, although it was a little bit of a rush. It was quite nice to not have to wait around for so long. We've got one more to get today, and then we'll actually get some riding done.
Yeah, we've been travelling since 11 o'clock, and we've rode for about an hour, and it's now 2 o'clock. Oh, nice one, mate. Even put a little ramp down for us. Does he know that I'm a hard enduro champion?
Thanks.
Hey, boys! We've got our fuel and food for a bit now. We've restocked Martha's duffel bag. It is extremely full and heavy, but hopefully now we should have tea for a couple, maybe a few days. We still have to go every single day because we have to pick up yogurt for overnight oats or meat or cheese for lunch, so it doesn't really save us any time. But we've got 45 minutes now until the next ferry. Luckily the next ferry runs every half an hour, so we're not going to be there for too long, and then we can eventually start making some actual ground today. I feel like today we've hardly recorded any of the road, and there's a couple of reasons. One, because we haven't rode that much, but two, because this layer of cloud is just taking the peak off the top of all the mountains, and it sort of like dwarfs all the mountains. Obviously they're still cool, but you just can't enjoy them to the full extent. Wow, look at the size of that house!
That is insane. I really feel like we've had such a non-such day, and I mean it's 3:30 and it feels like honestly we've just not been on the road, which I'm kind of sad about, so I'm hoping we can make it up, as we do have a lot of the day still to go. We boarded our last ferry on Highway 17 from Vennesund to Holm at 4 p.m, over 5 hours from when we left camp this morning, and we'd only rode 70 kilometres, so it almost felt like we were just starting for the day. Now we can truly set into the riding for the day at 5 o'clock because we've got no more ferries and the views are pretty spectacular, albeit if they're clouded over up top, but there's something so mysterious about it.
Wow, it looks so nice how the houses are reflecting off the lake. Like, look at that.
Oh yeah, wow. You know, every time the weather's like this it just makes me want a Sunday dinner. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's a sick photo, Marsh. Should we get a photo of that?
This was the start of a truly beautiful section of road. We didn't have much hope for the rest of the riding today, so this caught us really off guard. The twisting, immaculate roads ran adjacent to the water that you just couldn't believe was connected to the sea. Unfortunately, it was over before we knew it, and we now had a section of road that led us towards Trondheim, which wasn't very interesting. We decided to see how far we could get under our belts before calling it the night.
Aye. How'd you sleep?
I slept really well, to be honest, aside from the torrential downpour that we had at like 3 in the morning. It was so loud, and that woke me up because we didn't wear earplugs. I tried to avoid wearing earplugs where possible because we wear them all day on the bike. It's not comfy to sleep in.
We're trying a new breakfast this morning. It's I'm pretty sure it's just rice pudding, but with no sugar in it. So we're going to have it with pumpkin seeds and honey. But I've been watching loads of Outdoor Boys, and he cooks loads of food in a plastic bag and then just boils water and sits that in there. So that's how we're going to do this to try and save on washing up, because Martha keeps moaning about washing up. Only took about 2 hours to cook.
Now I see why we have overnight oats every morning. Could have left by now.
Aye.
It looks rather interesting. On the back of the instructions and on the front, it recommends for it to be had with butter and cinnamon, which I feel like is such a weird combination for rice pudding or whatever they're calling this. I'm assuming it's a breakfast thing more than a dessert. Would you say?
I don't have no idea. That looks delicious.
It's so white. We're hoping this fuels us up because we've got a big day ahead, with one job including trying to sort my chain out. And yesterday we didn't have...
Fitting a new chain, not sorting your chain out.
Oh, fitting a new chain. And yesterday we didn't have a very filling breakfast, and I was just hungry all day. So I'm hoping that this fills me up.
So like Martha said, the first job today is to go and get Martha a new chain. And I'm hoping that the shop that we go to today is very friendly, because this has the potential to go very wrong. One, we don't have a stand to take the back wheel off, so I'm hoping that they lend us one of them. Two, we've got an issue with Martha's bike, which we've already mentioned, but I'll go over it again. So this bolt that you can see here is what you use to adjust the tightness of your chain. This pulls the wheel back, and then obviously that is what tightens the chain. The problem that we've got is the bolt is seized inside the swing arm, and if I'd have done some research before this trip, I would have known that that's quite a common problem. Because the bolt's made of steel and the swing arm's made of aluminium, they seize up quite a lot. So one of the first jobs that you should do when you get one of these bikes is take that bolt all the way out and put some never seize on it, so that that's less likely to happen. So yeah, that's happened, and that means that once I fit the chain today, if it isn't perfectly tensioned or close to, then I've got to try and mess around with that bolt, and if I strip that thread, then we're in shit basically. I've been spraying it on and off for a day and a half with this penetrating lube, and that's why I've put Martha's back wheel on a rock to try and make it go downhill, which isn't really doing that well because it's not downhill, but it's a bit better than where it was. But yeah, I'm just trying to make any chance of it happening better. So yeah, fingers crossed things go well today. Yeah, I know, I've told you I've not been hardly drinking anything. We've just quickly stopped a couple of minutes down the road because there's this natural water fountain here, and I wish this was in English, because this must have been some old boy who used to carry water all over the place. Hey, I say old boy. Maybe that's when he started, but that's when my dad was born. My dad doesn't look that old. Not yet. Just about to pull away, and I looked down because I could smell something. I thought I'd melted my trousers on this again. Though I just noticed that bolt. I don't know if that's always been like that. It looks like it's been like that for a while. But you'd say that has to be all the way in, wouldn't you? I could have lost the end of my foot, the end of my brake. I best do that quickly. Yeah, look at that. Oh, DL.
We're definitely getting to that point in the trip, aren't we, where everything's starting to show signs of age and wear. I mean, we are currently at 6,638 kilometres that we have ridden since we first set off from home. So it's no doubt that we're going to have a few things like that along the way.
Yeah, it's really hard because I'm looking over the bike pretty much every morning just for obvious stuff like that. But it there's that many nuts and bolts and stuff that stuff's going to go missing. Anyway, I'm glad that I saw that one. Imagine losing that, that'd have been a nightmare. Right then, let's see how this goes down.
Alright, so we've been able to grab a chain. We've gone for a fancy one apparently, not a cheap one. And it's just cost us about £90. And we're now at the back of the showroom bit, and Mitch is going to try and install it. Thankfully they do have a garage, so Mitch did ask the guy in there. The guy's currently on lunch who's in the garage, but if it all goes wrong maybe we can get some help from him. So this is where we're just going to set up to do it. Nerves?
A little bit, but also it is what it is.
Also, I just thought I'd show you how bikes are shipped. How cool is this? Look at that little 250. How new it looks. Oh, look at that chain. Wow. There was a new one of my bike in there, and I was just wondering if I could just take that one instead and maybe just leave mine here. Wonder if they'd agree to that or not. I should probably take some layers off because I don't actually know how long we're going to be here for. Mitch says it could be an easy job. So we'll see. Leave your comments now down below to see if this is going to be an easy job or not, because Mitch likes to say that and then it turns into a really big job. But I feel like this is proper travelling, when you've really just got to make the most out of any situation you've got, like just having this extra little bit of space here and then just hoping for the best is really what it's all about. So what are you doing now?
Splitting the old chain.
Do you just choose anywhere?
Yeah.
And just snap it?
No, you have to push the pins through.
Oh.
So that's a chain breaker. So that just pushes the links. See like that? New split link. You see it?
Oh yeah.
That's just pushing them out.
Okay. And we nearly didn't bring this with us, did we?
No. It's a good job I did.
So I don't know if Mitch had said, but Mitch, last minute, the day before we left, did his chain because his sprocket and chain were really bad. That didn't sound good. We just broke it.
There we go. That's that done.
What?
It's just broke my chain breaker.
The chains broke the chain breaker?
Yeah.
Isn't it meant to be the other way around?
It's completely flattened the end off. Oh, look at the end. That's meant to push it out. Will you just flutter your eyelids at them in the garage and ask if you can borrow their chain breaker?
Just like this. I look like Mr. Blobby. I don't understand how you can use it once and it didn't even do the job.
I used it on my chain and it was fine.
Oh, there we go.
We're getting to pretty dire straits now. The chain, how it fits, will fit on too loose, and then to tighten it, I can't because that's seized. And I read on the internet that if I heat up this bit of the swing arm, then some people have had success of getting that bolt out. So that's the only thing that I can try now. I'm going to use our stove to do it. Otherwise, I don't know what to do then apart from just ask the garage if they can help me.
think we've done it, finally. We've been here for so long.
We shouldn't count our eggs though.
We shouldn't count our eggs, no. But we've just been going in and out.
And not in that way.
Not in that way, no. No. This bit here, and we've basically just been working that in and out on with this. Is that a ratchet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then basically the process has been in a bit, out a bit. Mitch has then been putting it back together, lining the chain up, and then seeing how far we're off for when we have to take the links off to then put it together. And
I'm gonna have to hope that they'll split the chain for me again.
yes, so now Mitch is now gonna have to awkwardly go back over there and see if they'll split this chain for him now that we've got it right, because obviously ours is, well, it's going in the bin. So I don't know how much ground we're gonna make today. It's not the most ideal situation that we're in right now, but it's one that needed to be done. Mitch has also realised that my sprockets are better than he thought, which is good, so I don't think we're actually going to change them because we'll have to go through this hassle again, and he says that they're fine. Well, his words were they're not going to kill you, so that's what we're sort of going with. My only concern is Sweden, as you guys know, we're going to do the Swedish TET. Once we get to Oslo, that's where we'll be heading, and we'll probably got about 5 days worth of riding there, and that's the main bit that I'm worried about, because that's just going to be all off-road again, so the bike's going to be put through its paces. I don't know, we've just been doing this for so long. Is it all good?
I hope so.
They've done it?
Yeah, they've done it. Imagine if I'd done it wrong now. So now, you know, the ideal place to do this is on a dirty car park. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
As easy as that?
Right. No, you're right. Oh man, thank God for that.
I'd give you a high five, but you're disgusting. Thank you. I think someone deserves some lunch and a monster.
I'm getting a nice one today as well.
Are you going to treat yourself?
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of riding still to do, so...
You watch something go wrong with it now as soon as we leave.
Yeah, I'm scared to ride it.
Why?
Oh, it looks good though.
Nice gold chain.
Bling, bling.
Before I get a load of things in the comments as well, I know you meant to change sprockets with them, but I rang up about 5 places and none of them had any stock for a week. So this is going to have to do. A front sprocket's completely fine. So, yeah.
Now, we do apologise for the lack of actual travelling footage on this video, but be sure that now that the chain is sorted, the next video is quite the opposite. Make sure to subscribe and we'll catch you in the next one.
What does that taste like?
Winning. Oh, got it on the camera.
What? Oh.